Away from the weather, we are just a few days away from the Colts taking on the Chargers in Monday Night Football here on Wish TV.
We'll be broadcasting live from Lucas Oil Stadium, but imagine what life would be like if Lucas Oil Stadium was never built and the Colts moved out of Indianapolis. Well, that almost happened about 20 years ago.
Look, if we lose the Colts, there's going to be like a flashing neon sign saying Indianapolis is going downhill, Indianapolis is failing.
Nearly 20 years after striking a deal to keep the Colts in the Circle City, former Indianapolis Mayor Bart Peterson reflects on a topic that turned out to be quite the political football.
Looking back, take me through that process. How close were the Colts to leaving town?
Well, I think that's a question that's probably never going to be fully answerable, but I will tell you, public opinion about doing a deal back in the early 2000s when all of this started was very negative. I remember there being an editorial in the Indianapolis Star saying, under no circumstances should the mayor do a deal with the Colts that gives him any public money.
Peterson disagreed. His fear? Find a way to get the Colts out of the RCA Dome and into a new building, or risk the team moving to California.
Because to not have a team in the first place is, you can live with that. We went a long time without an NFL team in this city. But once you have one, if you lose it, it's just a sign of decline. And I was very worried that if the Colts were to leave, that is exactly what would happen, is that all the momentum we'd been able to build up over 30, 40 years in this city would really start to drop off.
The Colts wanted a new stadium, and in Peterson's eyes, the city needed a new convention center.
The only way to expand the convention center was to put the expanded convention center in the spot where the RCA Dome was at that time. This was a $1 billion deal between the expansion of the convention center and the construction of Lucas Oil Stadium. It was a $1 billion deal, and there was no way that could be privately financed. Well, I knew it was going to be unpopular, and I knew that a pound of my flesh would be taken in return for all of the approvals that were required. But eventually it got done.
And not too long after, work was underway. The RCA Dome was imploded, and construction on the convention center and Lucas Oil began. Peterson has no regrets.
We have so many more big conventions now than we were able to have then because of doubling the size of the convention center. The Lucas Oil Stadium gets used for conventions and for all kinds of entertainment today that we would not have had the opportunity to do. We've seen a significant increase in employment in the hospitality industry here. We've cemented our position as a great convention city, one of the best in the United States. So I think it's all worked out very, very well, and I think it has been popular in that sense, but it sure didn't start off that way.
And Peterson did make it clear that Jim Irsay never threatened to move the Colts, but Peterson said the writing was on the wall.